Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiriya Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Seva Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So yesterday we discussed that we'll have Lord Jagannath's story today. So as I mentioned that there was this story that we have heard that how Mother Rohini was speaking about the pastimes of Krishna and Balram in Dwarka, and how Subhadra Devi was guarding the door, and Krishna and Balram came, but they could not enter the room, and so they stood on side, one brother on one side, one other brother on the other side, and they also kept on listening to their own pastimes, and their own pastimes were so mesmerizing and so nectarian. The brothers, both the brothers, Krishna Balram and Subhadra, they went into ecstasy. They are in such ecstasy, their eyes became dilated and the hands and legs, they just shrunk. So that was a form which Narad Muni saw, and he begged the Lord that I want to have this form as a deity. So then that form came into being, and that is Jagannath. But then there's another story, another pastime, probably different kalpa, probably different days of Brahma, different ways Krishna appears as Jagannath. So, as we know, how all the queens of Dwarka, they were always worried or complaining that Krishna, he doesn't even pay attention to us. He's always thinking about gopis, Radharan, gopis, Radharan. So they were talking like that, and Mother Rohini was explaining to them that you see, all you queens, you have so many material, not material, obviously they're all transcendental spiritual queens. I mean, you have so many desires that Krishna should give you saris and Krishna should give you jewelry and beautiful palaces. But those gopis of Vrindavan, they don't desire anything from Krishna. They all want to serve Krishna only. And Mother Rohini said, you all also have your attention is divided because every queen in Dwarka from Krishna had 10 sons and 1 daughter. Every queen had the same. So Mother Rohini said, see, your love is divided. You don't just look after Krishna, you have to take care of your sons and daughters also. But those gopis in Vrindavan, they have nobody else in their heart, in their mind, in their soul, only Krishna. And that is why, since they are fully devoted to Krishna, Krishna is also devoted to them. Of course, Krishna himself, he has so many devotees to look after. He has you all queens of Dwarka, he has so many devotees. But those gopis, they have only and only one person, Krishna. That's it. And on top of it is the topmost gopi is Radharani. So the queens of Dwarka then understood the position of gopis and the position of Srimati Radharani. So once Uddhavji had come, Uddhavji was in Dwarka, and Narad Muni had come to Dwarka. So Krishna, as usual, he was talking about gopis. He was talking about Srimati Radharani. He was chanting the names, O Radhe, O Lalite, O Vishakhe. And talking like that, somehow that day he was really in mood of separation. He fell down on the ground, unconscious, thinking about the gopis and the devotees of Vrindavan. Now everybody was so worried. Balramji was there, queens were there, Subhadra was standing there. So, so everybody asked, okay, Narad Muni, why don't you play on your veena some beautiful song of Vrindavan? And then when Krishna will hear, he'll come back to his senses. Narad Muni said, no, 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 I'm not going to play that song. Why? Because as soon as Krishna comes to his senses, to his consciousness, he would want to run towards Vrindavan. He would he would he would be in so much of separation, so much of anxiety to go to Vrindavan. But how is he going to go to Vrindavan? So I'm not going to play that song. So everybody kept thinking. They said, they talked to Uddhav. Uddhav, why don't you go to Vrindavan and tell everybody that Krishna is about to come? So you be ready, you be prepared. Uddhav said, no, 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 I'm not going to go. I went there once. I took the message of Krishna to the gopis. And and when I came back, I told Krishna the condition of gopis, condition of Srimati Radharani. And I asked him that they are all waiting for you. Why don't you go once, just once, you go there and talk to them, to see them? And he never went. And if I go there now, they will never believe me. And I cannot go and I cannot face gopis. Nanda Baba, Yashodami, I cannot face them. So the problem was Krishna was still unconscious. So they all turned towards Balramji. Balramji, you elder brother, why don't you go and tell the Brajvasis that Krishna is about to come and they should make arrangements? Balramji said, no way. I also went and I pacified them. I stayed in Braj for 3 months. I pacified them. But I also told them Krishna is going to come. And when I came back and told Krishna, you should go, they're all waiting for you. He never went. His heart has become so hard. He didn't go. And now if I go and tell them, who will believe me? So there was this problem. Then Subhadra, little sister Subhadra, she said, okay, I'll go. I'll go because I'm a lady and they will believe me. And I'll go and tell them that Krishna is coming. Don't worry, Krishna is on his way. And once Krishna goes there, he meets everybody, then somehow I'll trick him to come back to Dwarka. Because another problem was that everybody wanted Krishna to come back to Dwarka also from Vrindavan. And then Uddhavji or Balramji, they said, no, I don't think we would be able to convince him, even if we go and tell Brajvasis, but how to bring him back to Dwarka? That'll be even difficult. But Subhadra said, well, I'm a sister. I can do that. I think I can convince him. So I'll go, I'll talk to everybody over there, and then I'll bring Krishna. And everybody agreed, yes, 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 that's a very good idea. So Subhadra Maharani sat on her chariot and she was going to leave. Then Balramji said, wait, you're a little sister. I cannot just let you go. So Balramji got on his chariot first and he left. So first Balramji left and then Subhadra. And Balramji was going very fast. So he reached Vrindavan first. And when he reached Vrindavan, and by the time when they were going, and meanwhile, everybody told Narad Muni, you better You better start singing, and then Krishna will get up. And Narad Muni started singing some beautiful Braj bhajans. So Krishna heard that, and Krishna got into consciousness. And he was thinking he's in Vrindavan. He got up and he was, oh, Narad, you have come to Vrindavan? Narad said, you're not in Vrindavan. You're in Dwarka. But Krishna wasn't listening. He looked at Uddhav. Oh, Uddhav, you also come to Vrindavan? What is happening? And everybody, Uddhav also told me, Krishna, my dear Lord, you're not in Vrindavan, you are in Dwarka. This is not Yamuna, it's the ocean. But your chariot is ready. Why don't you get on your chariot and go to Vrindavan? Here, your chariot here, Dwarka is also ready with the chariot. So Krishna got into so much of ecstasy that I'm going to Vrindavan, I'm going to Vrindavan. So he was just moving around like a drunkard. And then somehow they put him on the chariot. And the chariot moves towards Vrindavan. So this is actually what happens when Rath Yatra starts. There's a ceremony called Pahondi, or actually it's Pandu Vijay, but slowly they become Pahondi. In that ceremony, Pahondi ceremony, they bring the deities from the Ratna Singhasan in Jagannath temple, which is called Shri Mandir also. From Shri Mandir, they bring him to the Rath, to the chariot. So first, Sudarshanji comes, then comes Balramji, Pandi, then Subhadra, and then in the end, Jagannath. So Balramji also, when he comes, it's very difficult to control him, very difficult to hold him still, because he was also in ecstasy to go to Vrindavan. Not only to meet Nand Baba, Yashoda Maya, and the gopis, but also Balramji has his particular set of gopis. So he was also eager to meet them. So he also comes out like a drunkard man, and he was in very much ecstasy. But Jagannathji, when he comes out from his Ratna Singhasan to the chariot, he is really in ecstasy. It's very difficult to hold him still. That's why if you see the videos of the Pahandi ceremony, when Jagannathji comes out, he is really rolling from here to there and there to here. And his whole crown also, they put such a beautiful crown on him. But by the time he comes out, then the chariot, almost like half the crown is already broken. So this is how Krishna also got on the chariot. Somehow he got on the chariot. So Jagannathji also, when he comes out, there are about 20, 25 Daitvatis who hold him, who move him. So many are holding him in the bag. They put a rope around his head in the bag, and so many are holding on both the arms. There are so many in the front. It's really difficult to control him. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was there in Jagannath Puri, and that time when he was seeing the Rath Yatra in this Pahundi ceremony, he saw that these Daitpatis, because Jagannath would also sometimes, they had to put him down on the ground. He was so heavy and he's moving so ecstatically. So they would put cotton pillows on the ground with Jagannath. They would put Jagannath on that. And Jagannath would fall on the ground with so much of force, the cotton pillows would burst open and all the cotton would come out in the air. And it was just a different scene. And even Mahaprabhu was so surprised looking at Lord Jagannath. How is he moving? Look at him. How much in ecstasy he is. Even the Pandas today, they tell, sometimes people think that they are moving the Lord, They're making the Lord dance like this. But they said, no, 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 he moves like that. We try to hold him still. We try to somehow bring him to the chariot. He moves, he goes here and there. And these pandas or these daitpatis who get this service. Now, there are three level, I don't say level, categories of servants during this Rath Yatra, especially from Snan Yatra, the day Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, they are bathed and they get sick, till the time Jagannath Ji comes back on Rath Yatra from Gundicha back to Sri Mandir. So all these days, these special set of pandas, they do the puja. If you remember the story of Lord Jagannath, how King Indradyumna tried to find Nilamadhav, he had sent his minister's son, Vidyanidhi, to Utkal Kshetra to find out about Nilamadhav. And he went and he married this daughter of Vishwasu, who was a Sabar. Sabar means aborigine people who keep pigs, who would grow pigs. But somehow Vishwasu was serving Nilamadhav, and long story. So Vidyanidhi was a Brahman, and he married Lalita. Although Vidyanidhi was already married in his kingdom to a Brahman lady, but this Vidyanidhi married Lalita, who's daughter of Vishwasu. So then there are three families. One is a family or the original Sabars of Vishwasu. That Vishwasu, they belong to one lineage. Then one lineage comes from Vidyanidhi and Lalita, and one lineage from Vidyanidhi and his first wife, who was a Brahmani. So the lineage from Vidyanidhi and Brahmani, so they are Brahmins. So they do puja, arti, at this time of Rath Yatra. Vidyanidhi and Lalita, they are mixtures, now Brahman and Sabar. So the descendants of this family, they do cooking for Jagannath. And the lineage or descendants of Vishwasu, or that lineage, only the Sabars, no another combination. So that lineage are called Daitapatis, and they serve Jagannath, like bringing him on the chariot, taking him back, and doing other services. So those who have been to Rath Yatra and to Jagannath Puri with us, so we generally go through Ganesh Baba. He's the one who takes care of us in Rashmi. So they are the Daitpatis. So they come in the lineage of Vishwasu. So they carry Jagannath from Ratna Singhasan to Rath and Rath to again back to the temple and other services except the puja and cooking. This is what they do. So these Daitpatis bring Lord Jagannath. See, Jagannath, he really shows he is the Lord of the universe. Otherwise, if you go to traditional temples, especially in South India, the Brahmins who do the seva and puja of the Lord, deities, over there, like the temples set up by Ramanujacharya, they are Pakka Brahmins. They are like follow all the rules and regulations of the scriptures. They know all the scriptures back and forth and follow the proper procedure of arti and everything. And they're the ones who are allowed to do puja or take care of the Lord, even touch the Lord. But here Jagannath allows Daitapatis in the lineage of Vishwasu. Vishwasu suffered. Of course, as Nila Madhav also, he was being served, he was being taken care of by Vishwanasu himself. But now his lineage, they look after Lord Jagannath. And they carry Jagannath, they touch Lord Jagannath. And in fact, they not only carry Lord Jagannath from his Ratna Singhasan to the chariot, but when Jagannath ji moves around like this, and when Jagannath uh, is taking his own sweet time to even get in the chariot, they sometimes abuse him also. I mean, they really chastise him. Like, oh, Kalia, get on the chariot. Everybody is waiting for you. And Jagannath listens to them. This is his mood. This is his special, merciful mood. So this is how Jagannath comes on the chariot. And this is how Krishna sat on his chariot. So in Rath Yatra also, when Rath Yatra is about to start, so first chariot that goes is of Lord Balram. Second chariot is of Subhadra. And finally, after so much of wait and everything, every show and pomp and grandeur, then Jagannath's chariot starts moving. And it has been happening for so many years now that the day of Rath Yatra, I mean, we have seen earlier that same day all the three chariots reach Gundicha temple. But for now so many years, Lord Balram reaches Gundicha temple the same day. But Subhadra Devi stops in the middle and Jagannath ji stops very much in the toward even the beginning of Rath Yatra, his chariot stops. And the chariot, when it stops, there's a certain cut of time, like maybe sunset or so. After that, chariot doesn't move. So it means next day he will move. So whole night Jagannath ji is on the chariot and all the seva puja goes on the chariot. Earlier, I don't even remember the year, maybe it was 2012 or so. I think last, when Radha Prabhu, Abhishek Prabhu and myself, we went. So that was the last year when we could climb on the chariot and we could hug Lord Jagannath, we could massage him, we could pray to him. But after that, it all stopped. Government stopped it. But it used to be a wonderful experience to go on the chariot, even if the chariot is standing in the middle of the road. Of course, the police will be around, but they would allow you to go on the chariot, and you could really hug Lord Jagannath, you could embrace him, and you could really see how huge his body is. And you could pray to Lord Jagannath over there. It was very intimate moments. But somehow, I don't know why, Jagannath doesn't let us touch him anymore. So the chariot moves. So as I said, first Balramji reached Vrindavan, then Subhadra, and then in the end Krishna came to Vrindavan. So Balramji reached Vrindavan and he saw the gopis. They were just lying on the ground in the gardens, on the road. All the gopis were just lying down, waiting for Krishna, somehow holding their breath. And of all of the gopis, it was Srimati Radharani. She was really lying down, and there were so many gopis around Radharani, massaging her and telling her, "Oh, Krishna is coming, don't worry, Krishna is coming." And Balramji went there, and of course, all these gopis they really respect Balramji because he's Krishna's elder brother. But he saw this situation of Srimati Radharani, and his eyes became big, and he came into ecstasy, and his hands and legs, they shrunk in his body. And then Subhadra saw Srimati Radharani's position, and same thing happened to her. And then Krishna came. Krishna, he saw Radharani, and his eyes became big, and he could not move, he could not speak. And then the gopis saw Krishna has come, and they told Radharani, "Oh, Krishna has come." She was lying down on the ground, not moving, not even breathing. But then the wind touched Krishna's body, and that wind went to Srimati Radharani, and Radharani smelled the fragrance of the body of Krishna. And then she understood, yes, Krishna has come. Then slowly she opened her eyes, and then she saw this beautiful form of Jagannath, Baldev, and Subhadra. And that form, and of course, Narad Muni is always at the right time, at the right place. He came and he prayed to the Lord that let this form be worshipped. So that's also one of the stories, one of the pastimes of how this form came into being. So this is, again, as I said, it's very, very, very special form. Of course, whenever we say Jagannath, it always comes out as Jagannath Ji, with all the awe and reverence. But the form, the mood of Krishna in the form of Jagannath is very special and very different than any other deities in the world. It's a mood of separation and it's a mood of union because he was seeing Radharani, but seeing the sentiments of Radharani or the condition of Srimati Radharani. That is the form, that is a mood of Jagannath. It's a combination of separation and union in the sense that he was looking at Radharani. So very, very special form and very, very special mood. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as we discussed yesterday, that he is Krishna himself has taken the mood of Srimati Radharani in separation from Krishna. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, when he was going to appear, so Krishna, as I said yesterday, that Krishna wanted to taste the feelings of Radharani, what she feels when she experiences love for Krishna, and what kind of feeling she has when she the joy she feels when she experiences the love of Krishna. This is what Krishna himself wanted to taste. So Krishna once told Radharani that I have gone into your heart and I have taken away the love for me that you have in your heart because I want to taste that. I want to experience that. Srimati Radharani said, "Oh, you have taken the love for you, but you don't have the eligibility or the qualification to understand that experience. But that only I have." So Radharani said, "I'll give you my mood," because the mood or the mentality or the consciousness of the person is what makes that person, especially in the spiritual world. So Radharani said, "I'll give you that mood." And actually, the mood of Srimati Radharani is what makes, as I said, what makes that person means also what makes the color of that person. So Radharani's bodily color is of molten gold. So that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he appeared, he had the color of molten gold. Another reason was Radharani said, "Okay, you have stolen that mood, that love, but you won't be able to handle it when you experience it. You won't be able to contain yourself. And whenever you experience it to the highest degree, you won't be even able to stand on the ground, you would fall down. So Radharani, she covered Krishna's body with her body. And that's also one of the reasons Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body is golden, that it is covered. Krishna's body is covered by Radharani's body, because Radharani said, whenever you fall down, it will break my heart when you fall on the ground. So I'll cover you to protect you from getting hurt. So that is the mood of Mahaprabhu, or Krishna in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in Jagannath Puri, and he would, first time when he went to Lord Jagannath's temple, he went running towards Jagannath, because he was seeing Shyam Sundar, Krishna, and he went to the inside chamber of Jagannath temple, and he, in so much of ecstasy, he fell down on the ground, unconscious. All the guards were ready to beat him up. So who is this person who has come here and is disturbing our puja, or disturbing the darshans of everybody? But then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the guru of King Pratap Rudra, he was there, and he stopped everybody. He said, no, don't do that. He looks like he's a very elevated person, because he's a sannyasi, this person, Mahaprabhu, who fell down. He was a sannyasi. He said, don't do anything to him. He said, just bring him to my house. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house is not far from Jagannath temple. Maybe whenever we go there, we'll take you there. So he brought Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his house, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya first thought this person must have died, but then he put very fine cotton at the nostril, in front of the nostril of Mahaprabhu, and he saw that some of the fibers of that cotton were moving. Then he could understand that this person is in such deep ecstasy that even scriptures don't talk about it. Because this is the mood of Srimati Radharani when she saw Krishna. Same mood she had when she was lying down, fallen on the ground when all the chariots went to Vrindavan. It was very difficult to find out if she was alive. The same here, Mahaprabhu, it was very difficult. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, somehow he was massaging him, but nothing was happening. He wasn't coming back to his consciousness. Till Nityananda Prabhu and other devotees came and they started doing kirtan. So Mahaprabhu, then he came into his external consciousness. He got up and he was asking, oh, what happened? Nityananda Prabhu said, oh, well, you fainted in the Jagannath temple. Mahaprabhu, then he looked at Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He was very ashamed. He said, oh, I don't do this. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, well, from now on, whenever you go to take darshan of Jagannath, you should take some people with you and don't go alone. And don't take darshan of Jagannath from so close. So since that day, Mahaprabhu, whenever he would go to the temple, he would stand behind Garuda Stham. There is like probably maybe 100 feet from Lord Jagannath's deity. In front of Jagannath, there is Garudji. So behind Garuda Stham, on the left side, behind Garuda Stham, there is a big door in Jagannath temple, and on the left side, on the pillar, that is where Mahaprabhu would stand and would take darshan of Lord Jagannath. In fact, at that pillar, there's still the marks of the fingers. There's some impression of fingers, and that is the fingers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How he would put his fingers on the pillar and put his head on the and support his head on the pillar, and from there he would look at Lord Jagannath. And still today, even today, if you put your fingers over there and you put your head on the pillar, then really you will get clear darshan of Jagannath. And even if you're standing just 1 centimeter away, you will not get darshan, proper darshan. It's Lord Jagannath's mercy. So same Mahaprabhu, so when he saw Lord Jagannath on the chariot, and the chariots were moving, all the three chariots were going to Gundicha, and especially Lord Jagannath. Even before Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri, the chariots were pulled by the king's men and the soldiers, and public would be just spectators. But after Mahaprabhu went there, he changed the whole process. He put the ropes in the hands of his associates, and also he made 7 kirtan parties, 4 kirtan parties in front of the chariot, 1 on each side and 1 in the back, to do kirtan when the chariot moves, because this is what he said Lord Jagannath wants to hear. And in each kirtan party, there was a kirtanya. The main kirtanya was decided, and then there would be the main dancer. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself would dance right in front of Lord Jagannath's chariot. And Nityananda Prabhu was also in that same party where Nityananda Prabhu wanted to be with Mahaprabhu, and he would catch Mahaprabhu when he would fall down on the ground. Nityananda Prabhu would be there to catch him. But not always it was possible. So Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would dance in so much of ecstasy in front of Jagannath's chariot with its moving. That dance was, yes, like Radharani is in ecstasy that Krishna is coming back to Vrindavan. That was a dance. So dancing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to test also many times Jagannath. So he would go on the side, and then the Kirtan party was going on, and he would go in the back. And whenever Mahaprabhu was dancing, he would go in the back, chariot would stop, and he would move. Jagannath would move, because he wanted to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Or it was reciprocation of love between Krishna and Radharani. So whenever Radharani would go in back, towards the back, Krishna would stop his chariot. No, I'm not moving till she comes in the front. So this is how the Rath Yatra, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there, this is how the Rath Yatra used to go. And in the middle, there's a place called Jagannath Vallabh Garden. When the chariot would reach there, it's also called Balagundi. There's a tradition that the chariot would stop there and big bhog offering would go on. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there when the chariot stopped, because everybody knew it will stop for a long time. Mahaprabhu was very tired, so he went into the Jagannath Vallabh Garden and he lied down. And then Maharaj Pratap Rudra, who was trying to get the interview or trying to get a meeting time with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that was so, till then Maharaj Pratap Rudra wasn't getting this opportunity, but because Mahaprabhu had said that I'm a sannyasi and I cannot meet this king because he's a materialistic person. Devotees tried, but Mahaprabhu said, if you force me, then I'll leave Jagannath Puri and go away. So everybody is afraid. They didn't force him. But Maharaj Pratap Rudra had done so much of service towards Ramanand Rai, towards other devotees. He was really taking care of them, and Mahaprabhu was happy with them. But as a matter of etiquette, he said, no, sannyasi should not meet all these materialistic people, so he would not meet him. But Maharaj Pratap Rudra was also very humble. So as a king of Puri who does this, there's a tradition of him sweeping the road in front of the chariot before the chariot starts. So Maharaj Pratap Rudra had performed that service. Mahaprabhu was very happy with him. So when Mahaprabhu was inside that Jagannath Vallabh garden, everybody made sure that Maharaj Prataprudra, you go and serve him. Massage his feet because he's very tired of after all this dancing. So Maharaj Prataprudra just put on simple dhoti chadar, not a kingly dress, and he went to the garden. Under the tree where Mahaprabhu was lying, and he took Mahaprabhu's lotus feet on his lap and he was massaging, and he started singing the Gopi Geet chapter of Bhagavatam. And Mahaprabhu's eyes were closed and he was listening and he was saying, he was very pleased. He said, keep going, keep on reciting. And Maharaj Prataprudra kept on reciting the chapter. And then when the shloka comes, Tav Katham Ritam Tapta Jivanam, then Mahaprabhu, in his ecstasy, he got up and he embraced Maharaj Prataprudra. He said, you are the most beneficent. Who are you? Who are you? And then Maharaj Prataprudra, he didn't say, I'm the King Prataprudra, or I'm this or that. He simply said, I'm just a servant of Lord Krishna. And that's how he also got the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is the day when Mahaprabhu is very merciful. Lord Jagannath is very merciful. Devotees are very merciful. It's the whole festival is of mercy. It is said, one who takes darshan of Lord Jagannath on the chariot on the Rath Yatra day, and this is statement of Prabhupada, in fact, that if you take darshan of Lord Jagannath on the chariot on the Rath Yatra day, then when the time of your death comes, because it is said that when we die, whatever we have done throughout our lives, the whole series of events, they run in front of us in a form of a slideshow. So Prabhupada said, if you have seen Lord Jagannath on the chariot during Rath Yatra, it doesn't say in Puri only, it could be in Delhi, it could be in New York, could be anywhere in the world. He said, when the slideshow goes on, the slideshow will stop at Lord Jagannath chariot, and Jagannath will take you back. But the thing is, do we really see Lord Jagannath on the chariot, or we just see wooden idol on the chariot? That vision is what we have to improve. So we really have to see Lord, the Supreme Lord is sitting on the chariot. And of course, Mahaprabhu, when he was seeing Shyam Sundar, Krishna sitting in the chariot and waiting to go to Vrindavan. So if we see with that mood, and when Krishna is Jagannath, he can really bestow all his mercy, all his love upon us. And that is the right mood. That is what we have to tell. So yes, we should try to attend Rath Yatra. If you can attend in Jagannath Puri, there's nothing like that. But before that, we have to really improve on our mood. And especially Purushottam Kshetra, Jagannath Puri, is so pure, so powerful. Of course, any dham is powerful, but for Purushottam Kshetra, it is clearly said that even the demigods, when they look at all the inhabitants of Purushottam Kshetra, they see everybody is having 4 hands. Everybody is 4-handed. Whether it's an ant or a bird or animal or a human being, anybody, they see them as 4-handed form. So anybody from Jagannath Puri or Purushottam Kshetra, whole Purushottam Kshetra is so elevated, so advanced. They're the direct associates of Lord Jagannath, not simple people. And Purushottam Kshetra, it is said that even if anybody goes there, like us, people fallen from so many fallen people of helly, smelly Delhi, when we go there, it is said that anybody who comes here, when he lies down to sleep, to take rest at night or in the daytime, it is equivalent to paying obeisances to Lord Jagannath, paying thousands of obeisances if he just lies down to take rest. If he eats anything in Purushottam Kshetra, it is considered as Havishya. Havishya means food that is offered in Yajna. Even if he eats fish, of course, the people of Jagannath Puri, they're very fond of eating fish. Even though they are pandas, they like to eat fish. But they are associates of Lord Jagannath. We cannot criticize or complain or pass comments or anything. But of course, we don't go and eat fish. We eat whatever food, prasadam that is offered. But the Shastras say, even if somebody eats fish, it is considered as good as Havishya. If he just walks on the road, it's not said to walks towards the temple to take darshan. If he just walks on the road, it's considered as doing parikrama. That's how powerful Purushottam Kshetra is. And that's how merciful Lord Jagannath is. Anybody who takes darshan of Jagannath in the temple or on the Rath, all the sins are wiped out. All. That's why Yamrajji, in the beginning of Kali Yuga, he came. Well, I don't know if it is beginning of Kali Yuga or when Lord Jagannath's temple was established. He came to Lord Jagannath. He said, anybody who comes and takes your darshan, his sins are wiped out. What will happen to my department? What will I do? I'm just going to go and do not know anything because there is no service for me. So Jagannathji then told him, okay, you take this black plate and you install it on the steps coming from Mukhya Dwar, Eastern, Purvi Dwar, or Singh Dwar. So that plate is still there. It's about 4 feet long and maybe 1 foot or foot and a half wide. And that plate is said, when we are going inside to take darshan of Lord Jagannath, if we cross over that plate, of course, that plate, it is of Shaligram Shila. If we cross over, it is sin. But when we take darshan of Lord Jagannath, all the sins are gone. But when we go back and cross over again, then the sins will come back to us. Of course, as devotees of, or aspiring devotees of Krishna, even when we go inside, we don't like to cross over because it's Shaligram himself. So we go from the side. On the side, there is room. There is about 1 foot and a half to 2 feet on both sides. There is room. So we go from the side and please make sure, while coming back, make sure you don't cross over that plate. So you come back from the sides also. Or better, just to be on the safe side, go from other doors. There's Dakhin Dwar, that is also very approachable. So there is no plate over there. It's just on this Dwar, Purvi Dwar or Singh Dwar. So this is how merciful Lord Jagannath is. And also when Maharaj Indradyumna, of course again it's a big story, when he established the deities of Lord Jagannath, he had made this temple, he established the deities. Lord Jagannath was very pleased with him. And he asked me for some boons. So Maharaj Indradyumna asked him, the first boon I want is your temple should not close for more than 3 hours, one pahar. You should always give darshan to the devotees and just take away their sins. So Lord Jagannath said, so be it. So this is how it was couple of years back. Since the government has changed and made so many rules. Of course, rules from their perspective is for the benefit of people, for their so that they can take darshan properly. But that rule doesn't go along with the benediction that Maharaj Indradyumna asked. Only 3 hours your temple should close. And also then Jagannath said, well, to stay awake for such a long time every day, Jagannath is also a person. He also likes to take rest. He said, then I have to eat a lot to stay awake. So then Maharaj Pratap said, okay, then your hand should never go dry. Means you should eat, you wash your hands, and then the next offering should be ready for you to eat. So that's why so many offerings are made every day. Chapan Bhu eats every day. And third, and then the benediction he asked was for this Rath Yatra. You should come out once a year and give darshan to everybody. Who doesn't come, we cannot come inside temple. And then he asked for that there should not be any descendants in my family. Means I should not have any son who could lay his claim that this temple belongs to me or my family, and all the income from this temple is mine. So till today, King of Puri, he doesn't have his son. They only have daughters in the family. And when he is about to die, the head pujari or Jagannath comes to the dream of maybe the king or the head pujari, and then they tell him, okay, you adopt this boy and he'll be the next king. These are just the specialty of Lord Jagannath and Jagannath Puri Dham. So anyway, I guess I'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. I hope tomorrow also you will tell us the pastimes of Jagannath Ji.
Yeah, there's so many. It's related to Rath Yatra only. There's so many pastimes. So I'll try to tell more tomorrow.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Manta.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you. Hare
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you
Hare
so much.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. You all have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.